Welcome to Child Abuse Awareness with Darlene J. Clark.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Child Abuse Awareness with Darlene J. Clark. Be a part of the solution instead of part of the problem. Hey there, Mr. L. So good to see you. Thanks for coming in. And hello, our bucket list. Hi, sis. Good to see you too. Thank you all for coming in. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Hit the bell icon to be notified when the show is coming on. If you feel like you might want your story on here, you don't have to show your camera. Just come on, and I'll be glad to help you get your story out there because your voice matters, okay? Thank you so much. Without further ado, I'm going to go first. This Bible verse here in Matthew 18, verse 6. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and he were drowned in the depth of the sea. I'm trying to get to the copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is the use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use is a balance in favor of fair use. This guy right here, he has a card. Gregory Ray Teal, age 52, from White Pass. He was a White Pass Superintendent in Randle, Washington. That's Washington State, okay? Make sure you keep the two together there. He was arrested on suspicion of having sexually explicit images of children. Bail is set at $100,000. Teal worked at the public school district, which is located in Randle and covers Randle, Packwood, and Glenova. Let's get this to share y'all the proof. I'm so glad that y'all are here. This is White Pass School District Superintendent arrested, accused of providing child sex abuse material. Now, y'all know the difference between upload and download. Upload means he already had the pictures, okay, from somewhere, okay? So he's uploading. Okay, download means he gets the pictures from a site or from a person, okay? Gregory Ray Teal, the superintendent of the White Pass School District, was arrested in connection with possessing and distributing child sex abuse material online. What y'all think about that? A school superintendent passing around child sexual abuse material. So this was January the 13th, 2026 is when this was published. Lewis County, Washington. The Longview Police Department confirmed they arrested the superintendent of the White Pass School District in connection with providing and distributing child sexual abuse material. After an extensive investigation, police arrested 52-year-old Gregory Ray Teal on Tuesday around 9 a.m. for the possession and online distribution of child sexual abuse material. He was taken into custody without incident and a search warrant was executed at his residence, police said. The investigation is ongoing. As of now, there is no evidence that any students within the district are involved, according to the Longview Police Department. Of course, there's no evidence. That don't mean it did not happen. It's like at the moment they don't know, okay? The investigation began after detectives received multiple referrals from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, NCMEC, identified several online accounts suspected of uploading and sharing child pornography. Through search warrants, investigators linked the online activity, including subscriber records, account information, and internet usage data, to Teel's residence in Kelso, Washington. Additional cyber tip reports received during the investigation confirmed the activity involving the same accounts, strengthening the connection between Teel and the allegations. First of all, I want to thank the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children for catching this guy, for getting it out there, for not turning their head when they seen something, right? Anyone with information is asked to call Detective Adam Surface at 360-442-5800 to report sexual exploitation of children. Contact local law enforcement or to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. You can also call 1-800-4-A-CHILD, the number 4, the word A-CHILD. Look that up, okay? There's other resources as well. If you or someone you know have experienced sexual assault and need support, help is available. You can contact the Sexual Assault Resource Center at 503-626-9100. They're located at 4900 Southwest Griffith Drive, Suite 135, Beaverton, Oregon, 97005. Now, this is another great organization here, the Rape, Abuse, Incest National Network, RAIN. Just add another N on there. Look it up, y'all. It's got a lot of information. RAIN.org. It's a national sexual assault hotline. Can be reached at 1-800. Well, I put the 1 in there. I'm so used to putting the 1 in there. 800-656-HOPE, which is 4673. So 800-656-4673, or go to rain.org. It is available 24/7. So let's close that one out. Cancel. Don't leave that set. Yeah, he definitely needs out there, don't he? Yeah, he needs to be out there. Hi there. Good to see you, Colleen. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, he's a sicko for sure. So let me minimize this, change my thing again because it's making that huger than it should. I'll go to the banner because I'm supposed to have got it up here. See, this is one thing that I was showing y'all as well earlier. If you suspect child abuse, call the Child Help National Child Abuse Hotline at 1-800-4-A-CHILD or 1-800-422-46, 53? So small print right now. All calls are toll-free and confidential. The hotline is available 24/7 in more than 170 languages. That's always good to know, isn't it, y'all? There are so many languages. Like, don't be afraid that they might not be able to understand you. Y'all see that? Shouldn't worry about that. And here's the site for NCMEC. That is, the department partners with and oversees funding grants for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which receives and shares tips about possible child sex abuse exploitation received through its 24/7 hotline at 1-800 The Lost. That's pretty easy to remember when you think of the words The Lost. 1-800 The Lost. The department urges the public to remain vigilant and report suspected exploitation of a child through the FBI's tip line at 1-800-CALL-FBI. Tips FBI.gov or by calling your local FBI field office. For further information, please contact the U.S. Attorney's Public Affairs Office at USA. Yeah, I hope that y'all can see that at the bottom of the screen. It's a little harder for me to see, sorry. Our eyesight kind of like goes even more. So now let me get into this other site, okay? I hope this helps somebody get the information out here. So now you'll see more about, just probably wondering about his wife and everything also. Okay, so let's get more into detail here. Suspended Lewis County School Superintendent had been under investigation since April. Put in mind, since April 2025, right? White Pass Superintendent Gregory Ray Teal, age 52, faces child sexual abuse material charges. Here is the predator's picture right here. Let me make this bigger where y'all can see it easier along with me. Thank you, Matt Esnera, Daily News. The suspended White Pass School District Superintendent arrested on suspicion of having sexually explicit images of children first came under police radar in April, according to recently released court records. Gregory Ray Teal, age 52, admitted to police that such files in question were his, but didn't know they included children. Oh, they're your files, but you didn't know they included children? Excuse me? Yeah, right. According to the police report that led to his Tuesday arrest near his Kelso home, Teal's wife, she is a principal at St. Helens Elementary School in Longview, filed on Tuesday a protection order against him, stating she learned of his suspected crimes that day and does not want him to have access to their home or children. Hooray! Hurrah! Yes. Yes. Thank you so much for protecting your children. His wife is not part of the police investigation. Teal worked at the public school district, which is located in Randle and covers Randle, Packwood, and Glenoma. A district message on the day of his arrest said he is suspended and barred from campus. Y'all please give his wife some love. Put out hearts for the missus there, for her protecting her kids. Make sure to remember to keep her family in prayers. Teal's bond was set at $100,000 Wednesday, and he is still in the Cowlitz County Jail as of Friday afternoon. Teal was a Tootle. I don't know how to pronounce that. I might get in trouble there, but I'm doing my best to. Tootle Lake School District elementary principal from 2022 to 2023, according to his LinkedIn profile. Teal's LinkedIn profile also lists past employment at Napavine School District from 2013 to 2015. and Centralia School District from 2015 to 2020. The police report that led to his arrest says he also worked at Aberdeen schools, but does not list dates. The document states authorities received tips regarding 3 different accounts on an anonymous social media app, created using 2 different email addresses with different names, but eventually were linked to Teal. Wow. Social media? Okay. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children received tips from Kick. Yeah, that is a very bad one. Make sure your kids are not there, please. A social media app known for its anonymity because users are not required to join with a valid email address. I was there, and the only time I was there, the only kind of letters was sick, twisted, sexual letters. They were nothing about, I like to get to know you, how are you, nothing like that, okay? It was all sexual when I was there at Kick, okay? So please keep your kids from there. The report regarding the tip, I'm not saying it happens, everyone's that way, because I wasn't that way, but I sure left it in a hurry. The report regarding the tip, along with the attached files, were sent to Longview Police because the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children had a general understanding that an alleged crime occurred in the area, while the investigation later revealed it was in Kelso, said Longview Police Captain Brandon McNew. An officer confirmed using location services that an IP address registered to Comcast Cable appeared to be located within or near the city limits of Longview. The files reviewed by investigators included young boys engaged in sexually explicit materials, the report states. But he didn't know the kids? Gosh. The Kick accounts in question were created with email addresses, the report states. But investigators linked the user's IP address to Teal's Kelso home. The first email address was created using a name Yahoo reported, but a routine police check for that name returned no results. According to investigators, a Verizon phone number was used to verify the Yahoo accounts and also appeared in a Comcast Cable account tied to the same person and physical address. During a police interview, an officer called the phone number from one of the tips, and Teal's phone rang. Teal is suspected of 10 counts of first-degree possession of depictions of minors engaged in sexually explicit conduct, and 10 other counts of dealing in depictions of minors engaged in sexually explicit conduct. His next hearing in Cowlitz County Superior Court is January 28th. You hear that? We need to keep a watch on that. I'm going to need you to remind me, Carlene, and keep me updated on that case because I might forget otherwise. If he makes bail, he must report to Offender Services, have no contact with children under 18, and is not allowed access to devices that can connect to the internet. Well, that means, that's one hurdle I've noticed. They said, well, you're not supposed to have access to devices that can connect to the internet, but they get the smartphones. They said they have a right to a phone. You can't hardly get a phone without it being a smartphone nowadays, right? It's kind of hard to. So anyway, let's go there. Stop sharing. They caught a fire chief as well, Carlene. Oh my. Okay, I got to play with my site for a minute because it's too small where I can't see nothing. Again. But they I hope he's under the jail. Thank you. You give her lots of love. Thank you for giving the missus love right here. Appreciate that. Cowlitz County. See, here's where they caught a fire chief as well. You had to look into that. How sick we are of the people that we are by law supposed to send our kids to school, right? Then you got culprits like this, right? It makes you sick. So he does have kids. I don't know if they're male or female or what age, but he does have kids at home. Can you imagine how this is going to affect the kids? How other kids are probably going to bully his kids just because of the sick and twisted behavior that this man did. That's not fair, y'all. That's not fair to his kids to be treated and judged based on what the daddy had done. I don't want to hear any of y'all going and bullying. And if anybody sees that happening, please stand up for the kids, okay? Please, under all means, because it's not their fault what their father had done, all right? It's not the wife's fault what the father had done. It's her husband had done. And I'm so glad for NCMEC for being able to catch that. I wish somebody would see whether he's got a smile on his face today. Hope somebody got that smile off of his face. Because now he ain't got no home. He has to go and buy, once he gets out of jail, I think he's got that $100,000 bond. And does anybody know if he went ahead and posted out? Do you know if he's out, Carly? Y'all remember that guy that we said, well, we were happy because he got a $250,000 bond in this city, and he had married that young girl in Alabama. Did you know he got out of jail real quick? And that was, like I said, $250,000, if I'm not mistaken. I think that they shouldn't let anybody like this, because y'all seen the one where what happened in Gunnersville, where the guy got 200 years. The reason why he got 200 years is because he did a crime prior where he actually sodomized a kid, a teenage boy in Michigan. He supposedly had possibly up to 40-something years, but now they didn't make him serve the whole time. So when he got out of jail, he moved to Alabama. And there in Alabama, he was caught with the child porn. Y'all, this would not be happening if we just keep him in jail, right? They got these abuse laws now where they say the death penalty, right? Oh man, and I read y'all a little bit on the court where he was showing video to the people saying, look, I didn't go ahead and search the boy. Look. How did we know? Just because you film it right then and there don't mean you did not do it, right? Plus there were other kids who had done, and it was misdemeanors. Can y'all believe that? Misdemeanors. I think that any crime that you do to hurt a kid should not be a misdemeanor. We are tired of our kids getting hurt. We are tired of the people just getting a slap on the wrist. Possibility of parole? Heck no, right? The bail? No. We don't want to hear somebody getting bail. Let's protect our kids. Don't go and say that y'all got a thing where we're going to protect our kids at all costs. At all costs, excuse me, when you give them bail, is that really protecting our kids? So y'all, when y'all go and do a news report on our local channels or whatever, please stop saying that, oh, our town's really good about really protecting our kids when you give them they'll, when they get back out and reoffend. Just because they are not caught or you don't see them in the news again does not mean that they're not out there still harming kids. We know that personally, don't we, y'all? They just get better at hiding it. Well, I want to say God bless y'all and thank y'all for coming in. And I would support all of y'all, so be sure. Like I said, I'm trying to start a support group. Y'all get with me, because if y'all want to be a part of that, Beacon of Hope, when we start doing the via Zoom, I say God bless y'all. Just know that you are important and you should be heard too. And it will be where we keep everything private unless you or somebody threatens harm. God bless y'all. Have a nice one.